Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Steel City Commuters Podcast. I am Austin Cairns, joined here alongside Nicholas Brown as always, and we are coming to you guys from the Point Park Media Hub here at Point Park University. Now, fingers are crossed that we are currently on camera right now and everything is working. We've had technical difficulties over the last couple weeks. We have the cameras rolling today, so hopefully you guys can see us. If not, the episode at least will be put out in audio form on both Spotify and Facebook. Nick, it's glad to be with you as always.
We're back.
We are back. How's everything going with you, my man?
It's been what? 4 episodes? 3 episodes? Or maybe even longer that we haven't been together.
Yeah, we've been on Zoom the last couple times now that you mentioned it. I mean, I've been here.
You've been physically present.
I've been holding down the fort here at Point Park. But yeah, no, I'm glad to have you back as always. And there's a lot of stuff to talk about in the NFL world. I mean, lots of signings have happened as of late. I mean, last week we covered the big ones like, I don't know, DK Metcalf.
I don't know.
Coming to the Pittsburgh Steelers. I mean, there was Sam Darnold to the Seattle Seahawks. There was a lot of big moves that happened last week. But there's another move that the Steelers have made, of course, a couple days after we published our most recent episode. And I feel like it's a perfect way to start off today's episode because, after all, this is a Steel City podcast.
Yes.
And the Steelers have officially signed a quarterback. No, it is not Aaron Rodgers. No, it is not Russell Wilson. It's not even Joe Flacco. Ladies and gentlemen, returning to the Pittsburgh Steelers is none other than Mason Rudolph on a 2-year deal worth $8 million.
I don't even know where to begin.
This is all. Floor is yours, my friend.
You got rid of a guy for a reason, and now he's made a return, and it's like all hail Mason Rudolph. Is he going to be able to guide his sleigh? Guide the Steelers to the victory? I don't know necessarily if this was the right decision. Okay. I don't think it was. I think they should have signed Joe Flacco, maybe Aaron Rodgers. I don't know. But Mason's just not the guy. We got a taste of him first, and now he's back. Yes, he completed 146 of 228 passes, 64%. Yippee yabba kaye. But I just don't think he's the guy. I don't think he's the fit. We have 2 wide receivers that are like the greatest, DK Metcalf and George Pickens. And this is the guy we got throwing the ball. Come on. Give me somebody better.
Look, I'm going to say this. I believe exactly what I said last week. The rhetoric is true. The Pittsburgh Steelers have completely diminished their relationship with Russell Wilson. If they would have, I guess, put forth the effort into bringing back Russell Wilson the same way they did for trading DK Metcalf, this team could be better than people are expecting. Are we going to forget the fact that Russell Wilson and DK Metcalf was at one point in time arguably the best wide receiver and quarterback duo in the league in Seattle? Now, yes, we get it. Obviously, Russell Wilson's last year in Seattle wasn't exactly the best. The 2 years spent in Denver was poverty. And then his first year in Pittsburgh was questionable in some people's eyes. I personally believe he actually played decently well. Not enough to take the Steelers over the hump, obviously, but good enough to the point where they were able to win games and get into the playoffs. Now, whether you wanted Justin Fields or whether you wanted Russell Wilson, the narrative that seems to be being pushed here in Pittsburgh right now is neither one of the guys are returning. Obviously, Fields is not. He signed a 2-year deal with the Jets. Russell Wilson, they haven't even called him right now. He's taking visits with teams like the Giants and teams like the Browns right now. So until we can see a level of progression with Russell Wilson, they're obviously not going to go after him. Aaron Rodgers is the big name that's out there right now. He's obviously the best quarterback that's available. And with Aaron Rodgers comes drama, comes controversy, comes
everything.
It comes everything. It's Aaron Rodgers that we're talking about here. But look, here's the deal with Rodgers. If they're not able to get a deal done with Rodgers, if they weren't able to get a deal done with Rodgers in the last week or so, do we really see them getting a deal done? What if Rodgers decides to turn around and go to Minnesota for a year and mentor J.J. McCarthy? What if Aaron Rodgers decides to go elsewhere like the Giants? Or what if Rodgers shocks the world and retires on the Pat McAfee show? There's a lot that could happen here, but all of it leads back to the Pittsburgh Steelers being left in the dust. Look, Mason Rudolph, I'll tell you what, out of the 3 quarterbacks that played a couple years ago between him, Pickett, and Trubisky, there's no denying he was the best out of the 3. I think we can all agree there. I mean, he's the one that started a playoff game for them in Buffalo before he got crushed. But Mason Rudolph long-term as a starting quarterback does not seem to be the answer to me. I mean, you have a guy in Mason Rudolph who, yes, was a long-time backup in the NFL for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Actually was a backup for Big Ben Roethlisberger. Out of all the quarterbacks that's active in the league right now, he's the one that knows the playbook the best for the Steelers.
Does he, though? I don't know.
Because, go ahead.
No, I don't know, though, because last year...
Well, he does. He's been there the longest. He knows Tomlin's playbook.
Well, he really hasn't improved that much.
He hasn't improved. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying out of every quarterback that's active in the league, he knows the playbook the best because he's been in it the most. He knows it the most. He's been around Tomlin the most. But the thing is with me, Nick, I'll be honest with you, I think they shot themselves in the foot here. Because
again.
Now you're going to have to draft a quarterback. Because guess what? You're not going to go trade for Joe Milton now. It's a little too late for Flacco, don't you think? I just don't see the Steelers getting a quarterback in free agency. I feel like it's a little bit too late. They waited too long. So now you're going to have to draft a quarterback. And if Jackson Dart isn't there, who are you going to take? Milroe? Howard? McCord? Shao? There's a lot of names out there that's being thrown around right now.
Austin Cairns, I don't know. Put
Maybe
me in there, I don't know.
I can throw a nice little spiral, who knows?
I just think that this is a repeat of another story. It's the repeat of every year. We don't have a quarterback. We don't have a wide receiver. There's always a position left out in the free trade, no matter what year you're talking about. This year, it's the quarterback. They let Justin Fields slip right away. And from last week, I even said it. I feel like Justin Fields was way better than Russell Wilson.
Agree.
And now Russell Wilson is waiting on Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is waiting for himself. And the trail just continues to go. Make a move, Omar Khan. Someone released a poll today and to try and grade you. And I didn't want to give you a high grade. I wanted to give you a high grade because you were finally making an improvement. But I had to grade you a C because of this quarterback disaster.
Yes.
This is ridiculous. Go out and find somebody. Spend the money like every other team does in the NFL. Stop hiding. Actually do something. This is every year that we don't have a quarterback, we don't have a wide receiver, we don't have a defensive lineman, we don't have a coach, a head coach, offensive lineman coach. I think it's time for the Steelers to get rid of Tomlin, to get rid of the GM. You got to clean house. And you kind of did that in the offseason with players. Najee Harris, see ya, out the door.
He's in the Charger now.
He's a Charger. Justin Fields, out the door, see ya. The list goes on. I'm just picking them two because those are ones that stick with me and that actually had an impact. But as a general manager, you should not be in this position right now, trying to figure out what is going on, and you're just letting QB slip away. They're just walking right down the field, walking outside. It's ridiculous. Let's go. Find somebody.
Absolutely. And here's the thing, too. Both Rodgers and Wilson are going to be asking for hefty contracts. You could have probably got Wilson cheaper if you would have went after him first. But now that you took so long to search for other quarterbacks, if I'm Russell Wilson and his agent, the only way I'm returning to Pittsburgh is if they're paying me the same amount that these other quarterbacks are making, which he honestly deserves. Now, if they would have not waited and they would have went after him right away, that could have been a different story. So Rodgers and Wilson is already going to be inexpensive in itself. Joe Milton, the Patriots are asking for a third-round pick. Do you really want to waste a third-round pick on a quarterback who's unproven and only thrown 29 passes in the preseason? I don't believe so. And then that leaves Joe Flacco. Now, you could have gotten some other backups. There was a bunch of other names that was out there, but they've all signed the teams now. So Pittsburgh right now has to rely on the draft. And if they don't rely on the draft and they don't rely on those names that I just named to you, Nick, do you know what they're going to have to do? They're going to have to trade for someone down the line. But where are they going to get the cap? Where are they going to get the money for it? They don't spend the money like you said. They don't spend the money. They need to go out and get someone. The only time they spent the money was for DK. And guess what? Now you spend all the money on DK. TJ Watt extension is going to be right around the corner. You're going to have to pay that man eventually because, God forbid, they let TJ Watt walk. There goes their defense. So I'll just be 100% honest with you, Nick. I don't see success with their quarterback room. The fact that Mason Rudolph and Skylar Thompson are the only two quarterbacks that's rostered to the Steelers at this point in the offseason is a major concern for me.
Right, and we do have some news here. This was just about 50 minutes ago. ESPN's Fowler told Dan Patrick that he would bet J.J. McCarthy is the starter for the Vikings and they don't bring in Aaron Rodgers. And Jeremy Fowler goes on to say he believes that Aaron Rodgers will end up with Pittsburgh. So we've had a little bit of a shift in the narrative because over the past few nights, over the past few days, we've seen that he has offers from the Giants and he has an offer from the Steelers. He didn't actually get anything from the Vikings. And so now we're starting to see the picture come a little bit clear. Nothing yet from insider Adam Schefter, Ian Rappaport, Mike Garafolo, all them guys. But this is just from ESPN's Jeremy Fowler. And I'm pretty sure Adam Schefter is trying to work the lines. But this was about as of 45 minutes ago that we believe Aaron Rodgers will end up with Pittsburgh. And I think we jumped on that last week.
Yes, we did.
And I think we'll actually be correct.
Yeah, probably by the time we get back from New York, we'll be reporting that Aaron Rodgers is a Steeler.
Do we have to do a breaking episode in New York, stop everything what we're doing, and do like a special primetime episode?
Honestly, I'm down to do it.
It's possible. Anything is going to happen.
I am so down to do that. We'll just be like, breaking news coming to you live. Steel City Commuters has to report that Aaron Rodgers is now a Pittsburgh Steeler.
When will that happen? Can we break that on the air this week? We'll see.
Maybe we could break that on the air this episode. Maybe if he signs already. Go on Pat McAfee. That's not Tuesday.
I'm waiting.
I'm about to say, it's not Tuesday, so he probably won't go on.
Pat McAfee doesn't know anything either. He seemed a little bit defensive last week because he retweeted that one video on X about the whole Aaron Rodgers thing, and he kind of walked a little bit back. Well, I don't really know anything. And there was some clarity of who was going to be on the show, when this was going to happen. So we're like wait and see mode. And even if Pat McAfee doesn't know, that's telling you that there's some hefty negotiations going on back behind closed doors that nobody is revealing, not even to the media, not even to Adam Schefter, because Adam Schefter is normally on top of this. And he's even walked back a little bit, not even saying he's going to end up in Pittsburgh. We're starting to see a little bit shift in the tone here.
I do want to comment on something that you mentioned about Minnesota real quick, if you don't mind. J.J. McCarthy, I am so glad that Minnesota is making that decision because, look, you look at what they did last year. They drafted J.J. McCarthy in the first round, a quarterback who I would say is proven out of Michigan, but in a lot of people's eyes, including myself, very highly critical of him just because of the talent that was surrounded around him and Jim Harbaugh being his head coach for all those years. But Sam Darnold was signed as the bridge quarterback. He wasn't even supposed to start for the Vikings. He was supposed to be there just to bridge J.J. McCarthy in. McCarthy, of course, unfortunately suffered that injury before the preseason even started, which led to Darnold starting, winning 10-plus games, going to the playoffs. The rest is history. So I'm glad that they're going to be fully invested in their rookie because if you don't start McCarthy and you do sign a veteran to start over him, what was the point of even drafting him in the first round to begin with? You know what I mean? So unfortunate injuries hurt him last year, but I'm very happy to see the way he plays this upcoming year because McCarthy, I know Steel City Commuters wasn't around at the time, but on my other podcast, Two Jagoffs, I was very critical of J.J. McCarthy during that draft episode. I said, I came on the air and said I didn't believe he was a first-round pick. I didn't believe he was capable of being in the first round. I thought he was a second or third-round quarterback at best. This is the year for him to prove it. I'm excited to see the way he plays. I'm very happy for J.J. McCarthy. It's
going to be interesting to see how the Vikings season does turn around. And just sticking with the trend of what's going to happen with head coaches. It's going to be a time for change. And again, we're going to be watching Mike McCarthy, former Dallas Cowboys head coach,
good God,
to seeing where he lands because he's now in the offseason. And just this theme of...
You know, I heard Mose is hiring. I'm just saying, I heard Mose is hiring. Maybe McCarthy can get a gig going there, you know?
Don't be like that.
The general manager at Mose. You know, you get free guac, free nachos, free quesadillas. I'm just saying, I don't know. I hear Moses hiring.
Why don't you take that position? You'd be a great fit.
I'd be a great fit?
Oh, well, then I'll have to find a replacement for this show.
Yeah,
Damn.
I'm about to say.
That's hard.
You're going to get rid of your co-host?
I can't get rid of you. It's a part-time suggestion. Then all that money we can use for sponsoring and branding.
For Mose. Now, where am I going to have the time for that? That's the real question.
That is the real question.
Do I skip New York and work at Mose for 3 days? Or maybe I get a job at Mose while we're in New York?
All of this just seems like nothing is going to work out. So maybe you shouldn't go anywhere and just stay right here to host this podcast.
McCarthy. Mose is hiring, just so you know.
McCarthy, come to this podcast. We would love to have you.
Yeah, let's hire him.
Come to Pittsburgh.
You got a better shot here than you do in the NFL right now, so let's go.
We're really throwing shots today.
I'm not trying to. I'm just saying Moses hiring.
But I'm just saying we have extra seats available.
We do. We got 6 in here?
Yeah, we have 6 in here. Please. We would love to have you on the podcast. Professor Cairns.
Oh, God. Now you're calling me Professor?
I have to. Professor Cairns.
Oh, gosh. Thanks. Lucas, if you're listening, this is all your fault, just so you know.
It's a great title, Lucas. I love you for that. Just for that. Professor Cairns. It goes a long way.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does. You have so much knowledge. Embrace it.
How do we go from making fun of Mike McCarthy going the Mose to me being a professor? How did this happen?
Professor Cairns, that's all I'm saying. Teach here at Point Park. Make a fall class just based on the NFL and just getting into it with podcasting and tying sources.
I could do history if Bernie, if you need a history professor, let me know. let me
We're
know.
throwing all the names on this podcast.
Oh, yeah. We're just throwing them all out there.
Professor Cairns, Professor Ankney. We would love you, Professor Ankney. Come to this podcast.
Bernie's actually someone I really want as a guest.
Yes.
He's such a good guy. I love
Bernie, I know you're listening. Please, we would love to have you on the show.
Bernie, you're more than welcome to come on anytime.
We're just talking it up today.
We really are. I mean, we got free time. We
This is what we do in
don't
our
got to
free
worry about the Zoom limit for once, so we can actually
Yes, there's always a Zoom limit, and I always have to type 10-minute warning.
Yeah, because both of us, we just keep going and going and going, and like we really drag it out. But
I think this is what at least this episode is. We're like in the middle of between two sports. What's going to happen in the NFL, and somehow what's going to happen, well, actually three sports. This hockey team in Pittsburgh is a disaster.
oh no,
And then you just look to the Pirates, and it's like, do you even want to touch that subject? And then we have New York coming up. So like this episode's all over the place. Well, we love, because that's who we are. We're the Still City commuters.
Yes, we
We're
are.
commuting everywhere in this town.
we are commuting.
But when
And it's St. Patty's Day.
and it's St. Oh my God.
It's St. Patty's Day. Good
It's
thing
St.
you're
Patrick's
wearing
Day.
green.
I'm wearing green. I was going to get ratted out on the show if I didn't.
He would have got pinched.
Literally
on the
the
show.
first thing as soon as Austin saw me, are you wearing green? It's St. Patrick's Day. Not even hello, how are you? Are you wearing green? It's St. Patrick's Day. That's literally that's the first words. And I hear Kevin, your other friend,
Yes.
is like going to get hell because he's not wearing green. You're wearing green. We're okay.
I'm wearing green. I got it on the back. Got the hat. I'm good.
St. Patrick's Day, you're only allowed to talk to people that wear green.
Exactly. Well, it's an Irish thing, so you know.
There's lights blinking. I hope that doesn't mean anything.
I'm assuming that means that the camera limit is we're probably going to be only on camera for 16 minutes in this episode.
That's wonderful.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, Point Park.
We're
Moving on
throwing
camera.
shade today.
We really are. Maybe then, Mike McCarthy, maybe get a job here. You could be our cameraman.
I will say, though, in terms of sports, we did have some news within the past half hour.
Oh, gosh.
In
more
terms
news.
of Scotty Miller, the Steelers have officially signed him to a 1-year contract.
You know what? I'm going to get up mid-episode while you're saying
Yeah,
this.
go ahead.
Go ahead.
Just trying to go through the release here. They officially, Miller's played 80 games. He's had 11 starts. He signed with the Steelers in 24, playing 13 games with 1 start. He was originally drafted by the Tampa Bay Bucks, 6th round, 2019. And this press release is awful. Please, whoever wrote this, I want to know the money. Like, this tells me nothing with money. And this is on the official Steelers website. I feel like I'm Adam Schefter here working with phones here. Honestly, Adam Schefter. If you need an assistant, hello, I'm right here. Austin's right here. We can both be your assistant.
Yes.
Literally the two phones.
Do you want the good news or the bad news?
Both.
Okay, so the good news is, I know this is currently live right now. The first 16 minutes of Steel City, we will be on camera. The rest of it, I'm going to import pictures to make it a visual podcast. So we're still going to be able to be on Facebook and everything this week. I do apologize for the technical difficulties. I just realized the memory card is full on the camera.
So does that mean we can misbehave now because we're not on camera?
Well, I mean, I was going to misbehave either way, but
Oh, yeah. Well, who's the babysitter? One of us has to be the babysitter.
you're the babysitter.
Oh, great.
I'm a jagoff, so I'm Pittsburgh's favorite jagoff. That's literally my title.
Can we get Pittsburgh Dad, too? I would
Pittsburgh
love
Dad?
him.
Who?
The Pittsburgh Dad, the guy that's the famous Pittsburgh Dad.
Oh, like the dude that's on like Instagram and stuff?
Yes.
Okay.
You want to come on this podcast? We're inviting. We have slots lined up. If you want to sponsor us,
We got Bernie, we got Mike McCarthy, we got Moe's employees.
Lucas, Kevin,
Lucas, Kevin. Yeah, Kevin, get over here.
who else?
Who else can we bring on? I can bring my dad on. That'll be interesting.
Oh, that's really an exciting episode.
Oh, we'll be arguing the whole time, me and him.
Honestly, anybody who wants to come on this podcast,
The invite is open, ladies and gentlemen. The invite is open.
well, it's always open because one of us has to keep each other in line.
One of us has to. I feel like you're the one that is a little more sophisticated. I'm kind of all over the place.
I try to be.
You try to be. I mean, I'm organizational. I will say that. I'm very organizational with the way I do stuff, but like, I just have so much that goes on. You know what I mean?
Yes. This was probably the first episode that I wasn't prepared. Well, I was prepared, but not with pen and paper because I like everything pen and paper.
Same here. I'm up. Got my notepad right here.
But I didn't want to ransack the library and print 500 some thousand pages.
That's what I did there.
But I never use my credit accounts. Can we just talk about that for a second? So
Yeah.
Point Park, each semester you get $30 in credits. And I think, per page it's like 5 cents or something.
Something like that.
I have to tell you, I'm at $27 this semester. I've only used like $3 in credits.
Wow.
I don't know what I'm saving. Maybe I think it's going to...
It doesn't transfer over.
And it does not transfer over. So
That would be cool,
it would be cool.
but oh well.
So
They're cheap.
Can someone tell us what can we do with these extra credits? Can we use like for a sponsor of the show, use this for money to buy us merch for Still City?
Maybe get us a lunch or something?
Well, I don't know. It's just, if I don't use the credits, I feel guilty. And then when I use it, I'm like, damn, I'm taking all the paper. I'm using all the ink. I don't know. What do you do, Austin? How many credits have you used this semester?
What, for like the printer?
Yes.
Well, today I printed a lot. I printed like 8 different March Madness brackets. I printed about 50 pages for my NFL mock drafts that I'm preparing for my other podcast. So I would say I'm probably down to about $15, maybe.
15
after today, I would probably say. Because I printed a lot beginning. Because here's the thing. When I did the basketball games earlier this year, I would always print out like the shot charts and the stats and stuff. So I've been using the computers a lot more this semester. Last year, I think I only used I think I was down to $26. That's all I used.
Last semester, I think I used 25 cents.
Oh, that was it?
That was it.
Yeah, I didn't really use it much last semester, but this semester I was calling games, and I figured, I'm like, you know what, I have this here, I may as well print here rather than at home. Yeah, what I did last semester when I was printing stuff, at my work, Friendly Paw Littles, like the doggy daycare I work at, I would use their printer. Because it was free printer.
Okay.
They didn't care.
They didn't care.
I mean, they didn't know, but they didn't care.
Well, now they know, because they probably listen to this podcast.
Probably do.
Like everybody else in the region.
Both of the owners follow me on Facebook.
You're just exposing yourself right on this podcast.
I mean, hey, I picked on Mike McCarthy earlier. I think it's payback. It's payback for McCarthy.
I guess.
See, I got you, McCarthy. We're not on camera. I don't know why I'm looking at the camera, but yeah.
We got you. Oh, now we can actually be free, because I was like confined to an area. Now I'm just...
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just... I like this episode. Maybe we need to do a podcast for... Who the hell knows? Another hour.
Yeah. I think we should transition over to something big that happened in the NFL, though. What? We have the newest highly paid duo in the NFL. I'm talking the Bengals wide receivers. You see that one?
Yes.
Not Cooper. We're going to talk about Cooper Kupp in a second.
We're going to be talking about him.
We'll get to Coop in a sec. But no, Jamar Chase, 4 years, $161 million, and T. Higgins, 4 years, $115 million. I mean, hey, you're the Steelers fan. This is your division. What's your thoughts on this, Nick?
If you're paid this much, you can go out on the field alone. I pretty much say that about anybody. And I think it was Buffalo Bills. I think it was that quarterback. I'm like blanking names. Oh my God. Josh Allen.
Oh.
He was like, what's $5 more million? I'm already living a good life.
Yeah.
Right there. Nobody is worth 160 some million. I'm sorry. If you're that good, you can go out on the field alone. Be by yourself. There should be a limit. And I think it should be anywhere between 30 to 50 million per person. All that money that you don't use should have to go back into your community, go back into colleges in that region, and actually help out the people in your area. What are you going to do with $161 million per year? Please, someone enlighten me. Seriously. Even if you spent $1 million a day, you still wouldn't be able to spend $161 million every year, given all the bonuses, all the incentives. It just doesn't make sense.
Not at all. Not at all. I'll tell you what, that's actually a really good take on that. I never really thought of it like that. Like, pay back to your community, pay back to where you came from.
Harvard, for an example today, Harvard, if you make less than $200,000, your tuition is free.
It's free.
Point Park, hello, right here. I'm calling on Bernie Ankney.
Now you're calling people out. What happened?
I'm calling people out.
I'm rubbing off on you. This isn't a good thing at all.
This is what happens. And let alone we're going to be in New York together for 72 hours. So more of the Carnegie of him is going to be coming out and probably rubbing off on me.
It's okay. As much Carnegie is going to rub off on me, it's going to be the same with New Ken on me.
Oh, yeah. That's the most exciting part. But like, if you're going to do that for tuition, pretty much every team in the area...
Yes.
Maybe Pitt basketball, but you have the Pirates, you have the hockey team, you have the Steelers fans. At least here in Pittsburgh, help out Carlo, Pitt, Point Park, Duquesne, Chatham.
Duquesne got enough money. They'll be fine.
Okay. CMU.
Duquesne will be fine.
But like all these students here in this area that come from a low to middle class family, put that money back to them. Use the extra $100 million that you're not going to give somebody. Use the extra $50 million to help pay tuition.
Duquesne got a Chick-fil-A at their place. They got this big...
Okay, they don't need the money.
That's what I'm saying.
Sorry.
Sorry,
if you go to Duquesne, sorry. I have to say it, but you have a Chick-fil-A.
You can say RMU.
There's RMU, too. I forgot about them.
Yeah.
They don't have a Chick-fil-A, so they're okay.
I'm about to say, whenever my cousin Leah, she goes to Duquesne, and she told me, she's like, oh, yeah, I'm going to go to Chick-fil-A. I'm like, where's there a Chick-fil-A in the city? And she's like, at Duquesne, we have one on campus. I'm like, what? And she's like, well, what restaurant do you have on campus? I'm like...
You didn't know what to say, did you?
No, I said, I mean, we got Point Perk. It's really
we have Yuzu Kitchen, which is actually fantastic food.
Yeah. No, is that the one up in, help me, the
Yuzu, it's literally right on Wood.
Oh, I thought you were talking about what's the little area called upstairs where you can like buy like snacks and stuff? You can also scan the QR code and order stuff on the Boost app. You know what I'm talking about? In Lawrence Hall.
Oh.
Not the dining hall, the other one.
Cafe?
Yeah, the cafe thing that's upstairs. You can order food on the up there.
I've never been in Lawrence Hall. Honestly, though, we have to go to the one room if you live on campus. There's that pool table downstairs. There's the one area downstairs.
You're talking about the Boulevard Apartments?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have to go there.
Bree actually took me there one time. She showed me around.
We're bored. I don't want to go home at 5 o'clock. I don't want to sit in traffic.
Yeah, you don't want to sit in traffic. Just kill some time. I don't got class till 6.
But anyways, use that money that you're not going to pay for
Yes,
161 million. Anyways, I mean, 161 million. My God, what can you do with that? You can only buy so many cars, so many houses, live your best extraordinary life.
Yes.
And you're still going to have money left over. It's just going to sit in the bank and just look pretty. I don't know. What are your thoughts on it? What do you think they should do with that money?
What do I think I should do with the money? This got me all over the place. I got like a mind boggle going on.
What do you think they should do with the money?
With the money, or what do I think that's going to do for the Bengals? Because I have two takes.
Give me both. I'm ready to hear.
Okay, so for the money's sake, I pretty much fully 100% agree with you. I mean, I don't want to sit up here and ridicule somebody for making their money. I'm always going to respect the hustle, always respect the grind. They both absolutely deserve these contracts. It's well within the wide receiver market as it is right now. But if we're looking at this from like a realistic perspective, especially since we're both from middle class families, I mean, give the money back, give some of the money back to your community, donate. And I believe both of them will. Both of them are great athletes. Both of them have already done very charitable things.
But we're not in Cincy.
We're not in Cincy, no. But both of them have been very charitable and have given back to their communities. I know that for a fact. Jamar Chase went to LSU. I know that he donated a bunch of money to the hurricane relief whenever that happened down in Louisiana. I know that T. Higgins, he's done a lot of stuff with a lot of different programs at Clemson. So they both given back to their colleges and both have given back. So I don't think these two specifically we have to worry about. But if we're talking from like a general perspective of like NFL players and these massive contracts, I agree. There got to be some sort of limit or something. And not even just in football. Look at baseball. Did you see?
Yes.
Look how much Juan Soto made. You're telling me you need that much money?
What is it? 760-some million?
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
No. Share. Sharing's caring.
We know that the Pirates will never be able to find somebody like that. They don't go out and spend their own money. If you're not going to spend that money, give it to your community.
I saw something like Juan Soto's contract was worth about just as much as like the Pirates spent over the last 2 years on players.
That's sad.
That's really sad. That's very sad.
But back to wide receivers. It's interesting. Blitzberg on X has a great chart. Jamar Chase is the highest paid wide receiver, $161 million.
Yes.
Followed by Justin Jefferson, $140.
Okay.
Followed by CeeDee Lamb, $136 million.
Okay.
Followed by DK Metcalf, $132. And then from the Lions, Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Amon-Ra St. Brown. That's my guy right there.
$120 million there. But it's nice to see someone local, DK Metcalf, getting $132 million. I actually support that because of who he is.
Yeah.
But
good player.
It's nice to see that it's not one division, one area getting all the money. It's like spread out in total of different divisions, different teams, different cities.
Yes.
Jamar Chase worries me.
He does. He worries me too.
Just because he gets $161 million doesn't mean he's an all-star. Some games he has very to little effectiveness. It's like he's not even on the field. Just like TJ Watt. You can make the comparison. And if you're going to get that much money, don't you think you should have an increased role? You should have some kind of metric. Like, I think that once you make your deal, it should be broken down into if you hit these limits and if you hit these goals, you get so much amount of money. But you don't get probably 160, 130 some million is probably guaranteed of it. There should be some kind of limit that you have to get incentives and work your way to that lump sum. You just can't get 130 some million guaranteed. You should have to work for it, because if you're that good, you can achieve that with no issues.
Here's the perspective that I'm going to take for the Bengals wide receivers. I believe both Jamar Chase and T. Higgins are most certainly in the upper echelon of wide receivers that are in the NFL. Jamar Chase is easily top 3. I would argue T. Higgins is top 15. They're both great amounts of talent. I'm going to take this with T. Higgins for a second before I go to Jamar Chase, since you just touched on Chase. T. Higgins is a guy that Cincinnati honestly has disrespected ever since he's been drafted out of Clemson, because this is a guy right here who's been producing a lot for the team, if not more than Chase at times, yet they didn't want to pay him. They were kind of teasing him for a couple years. They kept franchise tagging him over and over again, and now he's finally getting the bag. He's finally getting the contract extension, and this is good news if you're Joe Burrow. I mean, you got your 2 starting wide receivers that are both phenomenal. This is one of the best offenses in the league just with those 3 names alone. And Jamar Chase has always been consistently great. I will say this. I personally believe Justin Jefferson is the best wide receiver in the NFL right now. That's the hill that I've been on for the last couple of years. I think Chase is number 2 on that list. Jamar Chase, for his size and for his speed, it's just shocking. It's shocking how great he is for his size and how fast he is, how great his hands is. He runs great routes. He creates great separation. He gets in the end zone. He moves the chains. That's what you want out of a wide receiver. So both of them most certainly absolutely deserves the contracts that they got. Yes, the money's a little much because, I mean, from looking at it from a middle-class perspective, obviously that's a lot of money. That's money we're probably never going to see. So it's kudos to them for making it. But, I mean, for the wide receiver market right now, both of them absolutely deserve what they got. And I'm very excited to see the Bengals play this year. Now, I will say this. I have a major concern. Paying both of those players pretty much confirms that Trey Hendrickson's probably going to be gone. Yes. Trey Hendrickson asked for a trade. And if he leaves, that defense is going to be in shambles next year. It's going to be the same story as last year. What defense do you have? You have a 99 overall offense and like a 67 defense. Your defense is pathetic. Sure, you fired your defensive coordinator. You've made a couple of moves in the offseason. But what has been really done for this Bengals defense? What have you done to fortify your front 7? What have you done to lock down your secondary? Absolutely nothing. The Bengals need to target defense now. You locked in your 2 wide receivers. You've already locked in your starting quarterback. Now it is time you focus on defense. Defense should be what they focus on in the draft.
It's like we're picking out each team and what they need. Why don't we just be a general manager of something?
Honestly. I mean, we are the co-GMs of Steel City.
Yes.
We're co-GMs, 50-50 partners.
We're just finding issues that I don't think anybody else is talking about. And we're resurfacing these ideas. So if you're watching and you're the Bengals.
Yeah, how many media people have you, I don't mean to cut you off, how many media practitioners and broadcasters have you seen talk about the Bengals defense?
None.
It's their biggest concern. Yes, awesome. Congratulations. Let's give them a round of applause. You signed both your wide receivers. But what are you going to do with that defense? Hendrickson's going to be gone now.
I'm just stunned.
I am too, man.
It's going to be one rough NFL season for every team.
Yes.
Because there is an issue that every team has that they're not willing to pick at or par with.
Yeah, we could pick apart every team if we really wanted to.
Steelers QB, Bengals defense, Dallas QB situation there. Jerry Jones.
That's the issue in Dallas. Jerry Jones.
Vikings. Coaching a little bit. What? Not really big fan of the coaching staff.
You don't like Kevin O'Connell?
He has room to improve.
He took a bridge quarterback 10-plus wins in the playoffs. What do you mean?
He has some room to improve.
Okay.
Eagles.
Agreed.
Not a big fan of Nick Sirianni.
What's with I have a random question for you. I was on the We Are Family podcast with Nate Shivens, Jake Bell, and Peyton.
Okay.
Pirate Peyton. And for some reason, there was a lot of animosity towards Nick Sirianni.
Oh, glad I'm not the only one.
Why do people hate him so much? He took him to two Super Bowls.
I don't necessarily hate him. Some of his coaching techniques and ways he wants to coach and the way there's a lot of ball movement isn't the best. It's not the greatest.
Okay. I can kind of understand that because, I mean, Philly does have a lot of talent on offense.
They have a lot of talent, but they also misuse a lot of guys instead of just targeting the players that need to make moves. And I get it. You want to spread the wealth and spread the ball.
Mm-hmm.
But in certain aspects, Target the people that are going to get you the most points, and eventually you're going to make you win.
I feel like a lot of that has to be also blamed on Jalen Hurts, though, because beginning of the year, he had a bit of a turnover issue. He didn't really get that fixed until he came back from his injury, and they relied heavily on Saquon Barkley last year. So I get what you're saying, but I don't know, man. I mean, Sirianni, 2 Super Bowls, 1 Super Bowl victory.
I'm so happy because I won in the Super Bowl pool. So.
You won. Hey, I won my Super Bowl pool as well back at home. My little blocks that we do. Won $250 off the halftime.
I won. What did I win?
I also won my football pools, 100.
And I won, I think, 400.
400. Well, thanks for one-upping me.
Sorry. It just happens.
It did just happen.
It just happens. But like you see, the Browns, my God, that's another team that's going to be a disaster.
When aren't they a disaster?
Like, honestly, we're sitting up here criticizing every team. If you need any GM positions, advisors, Austin and I are willing to work, but we're not willing to go to 2 different teams. We have to work together. If you get one, you get both.
It's a package deal.
It's a package deal. So
2 for 1 special.
We could be making $161 million.
Yeah. Yeah, screw you, Jamar Chase. We're going to make that money too.
Oh my God, we're really targeting people.
Just kidding. Love you, Jamar.
Honestly, though, we could make $100 million.
Yeah.
But then we wouldn't qualify for the free tuition. Damn.
Let me ask you a genuine question. What the hell do you think is going to happen with George Pickens? That's a name I've been seeing floating around a lot recently.
There was some rumors he was going to go to the Cowboys.
Oh, good Lord. Jerry ain't going to do that.
Well, honestly, it might be a good...
It's a good move, but
it's a good move.
Do we really think Jerry's actually going to do it?
No. Jerry never does half the things that he says. But I think it's going to be a dynamic situation because you have one of the top 10 wide receivers, DK Metcalf, George Pickens. In this case, the Steelers actually have an opportunity if they had a quarterback. Omar Khan, I hope you're listening.
Christmas came early. Rudolph's in town.
Okay. Okay. The look that I just gave Austin as he said that was not a very pleasant look.
It's not. Too bad we're not on camera anymore.
We're not on
camera. We currently
camera.
have our logo on the screen. I'm just going to do that. I'm just going to put our logo for the rest of the episode. Just, kind of shout out.
I gave him a side eye.
You did give me a massive side eye.
Christmas came early in a negative way.
It did. Mm-hmm. Rudolph's in town.
And Rudolph is not going to guide us by his sleigh tonight.
No, he's not. He's going to guide that sleigh all the way to 3rd in the AFC North.
Yes, but back to your question. Yes. You're not going to be able to double team either one of these guys because someone is going to be wide open.
Yes.
So that's good news because that's how you score.
Yeah.
Someone is going to be wide open. Maybe it's Aaron Rodgers throwing it. Maybe it's Mason Rudolph.
Maybe it's Skylar Thompson.
Maybe it's Professor Cairns.
Oh, good Lord.
I don't know who it is. Maybe it's Chase Bowen, another guy. You probably know him. He does track here at Point Park.
Oh, I know Chase, yeah. I never talked to him, but I know.
I threw his name out today. We were talking about this in our 1 class. I said, maybe it's quarterback Chase Bowen. I don't know who it is.
That sounds like a quarterback name.
It does. So, Chase, if you're listening, and Steelers, if you're listening, you can draft up Chase Bowen. We're giving a lot of suggestions today.
We're really bringing out all the names today. We're just throwing them all out.
We've never done this before.
No, we haven't.
And none of this is written down with names. So we're just throwing these off the top.
You can look at my list. Literally, all I have is just the 4 contracts and a reminder to talk about the New York trip. That's all I have on paper.
I shut the laptop.
Yeah, I mean,
the phone's off here.
We don't need it.
I'm just throwing names out.
This is my first of 5 shows this week, so I'm just going to enjoy it.
All before New York.
Well, 2 of them are already pre-recorded. The other one I'm doing right after this. And the 5th one I'm probably going to cancel, in all honesty.
Now, we love the Media Hub.
We do love the Media Hub.
I have something buzzing in my ear.
Yes, you do.
I don't know what the hell it is. But this is prepping us for real TV.
It is.
Because if you guys don't know, in anchors, reporters, broadcasters, they have something called an IFB. And it goes into your ear, and that's communication from floor directors, studio people, control room, and they'll be talking to you all on the air, all on TV. I know this from experience because I have the behind the scenes look, and I'm just that tech savvy and heavy, that's what I want to do.
Yep.
It's very hard to keep telling you the news and keep talking when you have someone yapping in your ear. In this case, I have music playing in my ear.
Yeah, that's what Peyton had when I was on the We Are Family podcast. He's like, oh yeah, there's jazz or something playing in the background.
I can confirm this, that
The good thing is they can't hear. That's all that matters.
You guys can't hear it, but as I'm talking and I'm trying to listen, and
You're just in an elevator right now.
I'm just like in an elevator. I have music playing. I have talking. I have all different songs. It's literally reminding me of someone in the control room saying, "Wrap it up," and I just like it just keeps going. We didn't have this issue before. This just started relatively.
It's one of the 4 headsets.
One of the 4 headsets.
And it happens to be the one that's on your head.
I'm using green for St. Patrick's Day.
Hey.
My God.
I got red for the Cardinals.
He has red for the card. Oh, okay. Should have used orange for the Irish flag.
Nah, I like my Cardinals a little bit better.
Okay. But like this buzzing and this talking in my ear, literally.
I got the Notre Dame hat on for...
He does. If you watch the first 16 minutes.
If you watch the first 16 minutes, you will see it. Right now, you just see me in a Steelers hat, actually, because that's in the logo. I'm wearing a Steelers hat in the logo.
Yes.
We decided to wear Steelers gear that day. That was a good day.
It's always a good day.
It's always.
I actually color coordinated.
Cue Ice Cube. Maybe you play some Ice Cube in your head.
I don't know what the hell's playing in this headset.
You know the Ice Cube song? Like, today was a good day. You know that song?
No.
No? Okay, it's a good song.
But that I can tell you that's not what's playing.
That's not,
I had...
Well, I doubt Ice Cube is what's playing in your head.
I had few ads. I had some music.
Yes. I do want to ask you this, though. There is one more player that I did have jotted down on here, and I figured let's at least cover this.
Cooper Kupp?
Before we get into like some of our New York trip and other stuff, because I know me and you have a lot to say
Other
about
stuff. Oh my God, this episode's all over the place.
I know.
But this is what our talk show is.
This is what our talk show is. So let's talk about Cooper Kupp for a second. 3-year deal, $45 million. I mean, when we look at the Seattle roster, man, I mean, they completely milked it this year. Tyler Lockett is a free agent as of right now. DK Metcalf is a Pittsburgh Steeler. Jackson Smith-Njigba is presumably going to be wide receiver 1, probably playing in the slot. They still got my man Jake Bobo over there. Shout out to Jake Bobo. And now they're bringing in Cooper Kupp to join Sam Darnold, K9, and Zach Charbonnet in this loaded Seattle offense. I want to get your thoughts and opinions on this. Do you believe this makes Seattle a playoff contending team?
I don't know. There's a headline from Yahoo Sports that says, "Will Cooper Kupp, Devontae Adams, and other veteran fantasy football wide receivers make it work on new teams?" That brings me to this point as in saying he's coming from a whole different atmosphere. And when you come from a whole different atmosphere to a whole different team, whole different perspective on the team in the league, it's very hard to adjust. That's a concern I have for him, is adjusting well, because this playbook from Seattle, like no others, is very hard to adjust to. It's very hard to predict. It's very hard to get in the rhythm. Every team is different. If you've been with the Chiefs for many seasons, many years, their playbook is very hard. Even Andy Reid has come out and said that. The Steelers' playbook, it's run the ball on every first down.
Run
Literally,
the ball,
you can
stop
predict
the run.
What?
Run the ball, stop the run.
Exactly. That's
Tomlin's
literally the Mike Tomlin playbook.
Mm-hmm.
The Seattle playbook is all over the place, and I can't tell you one play that they've done back-to-back, because every week, every time it switches, every down it switches. Coming into this type of atmosphere, league, it's going to be very hard to adjust. If he can adjust quickly, that brings out a whole new ball game.
I believe he's going to adjust perfectly fine in Seattle, because for anybody to adjust to as tedious as a playbook as Seattle has, I believe Cooper Kupp is just the guy to do that. I mean, you talk about a guy who nobody thought would be anything coming out of the draft to being a Triple Crown winner and a Super Bowl champion. Cooper Kupp is one of the most versatile wide receivers that you will see in the league. Now, a lot of people are questioning age. A lot of people are questioning injuries. I personally believe that's not going to get in the way of this. I think Seattle was a fresh start for him. And I went on 2 Jaguars before Cooper Kupp even signed with them, and I said that this team's going to be better than they were last year. I believe Seattle is either going to be right around that 7 to 8 to 9 win mark. They're either going to be just outside the playoffs, or they're just going to squeeze in maybe with that 6th and 7th NFC seed. I don't believe they're going to compete for the NFC West crown. I still got the Rams in that division. But if you look at the Seattle Seahawks right now, they have, in my opinion, the best 1-2 punch combo in terms of running backs in the NFL. You got K9 and Zach Charbonnet. Both of these guys right here are highly underrated, highly talented, very explosive, and can move the ball downfield, and they can move it downfield quickly. And Nick, you brought up such a great point. I'm so glad you did this. Seattle as one of the best teams at, I guess, I'm trying to think of a way to word this. They're one of the best teams in terms of their playbook style, because every other play feels like it's different. Like you're never going to see the same play in a row, twice in a row or 3 times in a row. They're always going to come at you with something different. And not just that, I'll take it a step further. It feels like every game they at least introduce 2 or 3 new plays within their offense. And trust me, I'm a Cardinals fan. I watch them twice a year, so I know how Seattle is. And they're a rough team. That's why Russell Wilson and Geno Smith was the quarterbacks for so long on that team, because it's kind of hard for a new player to adjust, a new player to adapt. And bringing in a guy in Sam Darnold, who's pretty much a journeyman at this point, bringing in a guy in Cooper Kupp, who is a veteran, who is a Super Bowl champion, and pairing him with a young prospect in Jackson Smith and Jigba, who I think has a bright future. Pairing him with the best running back duo in the league, in my eyes. Not to mention the best corner duo in the league. Are we going to forget Witherspoon and Woolen?
Yeah, right.
Oh, my goodness. That duo right there is incredible. Absolutely sensational. I think the Seattle team is going to be reckoned with next year. Don't be surprised if they upset some big teams.
Again, it's all going to depend on coaching. It's all going to depend on this playbook style and how easy you are to adjust. Because some players, playbooks, they don't have an issue. But Seattle...
Do we really think Cooper Kupp's going to have an issue with it, though? I mean, I feel like out of all the guys that would have signed with Seattle, he's probably the best one to adjust and to adapt. Not to mention, he did play Seattle twice a year for his entire career.
He did.
So he's been right there in the trenches against Seattle.
He might have a winning record. We'll see. We'll see how many games he starts, because that will define...
That is true.
That will define how well he's adjusting, how well the season's going to go. But you can also say the same for DK Metcalf.
That is true.
Anybody coming into a new league, new team, if you can't make that adjustment, it's going to be hard to win.
That's why I hate when people say, like, I know this is a completely different scenario, but I hate when people say, "Oh, this guy is NFL ready. This guy's not NFL ready." When they're coming out of the draft, you don't know who's going to be NFL ready. Like the first overall pick could be easily outplayed by someone who's undrafted. Correct. You don't know. It just depends on who adjusts and who adapts the most to the league.
Exactly.
So that's why I hate the narrative that people's always like, "Oh, this guy's pro ready," or "This guy's not pro ready." Like, we don't know who's pro ready until they actually play in the pros.
We've tossed a lot of narratives out the door today.
Did anybody really think that Brock Purdy was going to be a franchise quarterback somewhere? Mr. Irrelevant?
Mr. Irrelevant.
That's the name, because last pick in the draft, it's called Mr. Irrelevant. I'm not saying you're irrelevant, Brock Purdy. I actually like Brock Purdy. Do you know the wrestler Brock Lesnar by any chance?
I do not.
Okay, well, there's a thing that I do on my other podcast called Two Jagoffs, where anytime I talk about Brock Purdy, I introduce him like they introduced Brock Lesnar. So the way they say Brock Lesnar is they go, Brock Lesnar. You got to put like some oomph into it. So, Nick, I want to get your best like Brock Purdy, if you don't mind.
I don't know what the hell this is. This is like Professor Cairns trying to...
Yeah, I'm teaching you. So you just got to like really dig deep, take a deep breath and go, Brock Purdy.
You're lucky I can take a deep breath without starting to cough like you are. I got to save like my energy for New York.
I know. Come on, let me just get one Brock Purdy. Just for the viewers.
The viewers don't want to hear that.
For the Steel City viewers, come on, man. One time.
We want to hear about Mason Rudolph.
No, we don't. No one
yes, we do.
Nobody. You just said Christmas is canceled.
I just said...
You said Christmas is canceled. What are you talking about?
How do you remember that? I said that about 15 minutes ago. How can you remember that?
I have a really good mind.
Okay.
Don't stall. Come on, give me one
Brock Purdy.
There we go. That was really good.
Well, thanks.
That was really good for your first time.
I'm going to start coughing.
You probably are. I'm holding it in right now. I'm not going to lie.
Of course he is. This is what I got to deal with in New York.
Here comes the Carnegie out of me, the silly side.
Do we even know what the weather is going to be like in New York this week? I didn't bother to look that up.
As long as it doesn't rain, I'll be happy.
Probably will.
Probably will.
That means I melt.
We're going to bring that Pittsburgh luck. You melt in the rain?
I do. I'm just that sweet and stuff.
You just like the little sunshine?
Yes.
Little flower.
See the little pot of gold at the end of the rainbow?
It is St. Patrick's Day.
As we're on the air, why not look it up?
Yeah, why not? I mean, I think this is a good transition to start talking about New York now to end off today's
We have New York
episode.
this week? What?
We do. Do we?
Yes.
Hoo. Turn into a bunch of owls.
Hoo. This episode, my God.
This is honestly one of my favorite episodes we've done. This honestly actually might be my favorite, I think.
Yes.
Just because of how random it was.
It's going to be cold in New York.
Oh, great.
Well, not cold. Wednesday will be 60.
Okay, that's not bad.
Thursday will be 57 with some rain.
Yeah.
Friday will be 46.
You know what? I'm actually not mad at that. I'm actually not too mad. I mean, the rain sucks, but...
I'm not either.
I'm not mad about the temperature. It's not too hot, not too cold. It's about middle ground. I'm okay with that.
That means we can actually explore and we don't have to worry about rain, snow.
We got to remember to take umbrellas. Like a little mini umbrella.
I have one in my bag as we speak.
I do too. I don't trust it because you know how it is here.
And New York rain is like, it comes in and it's just like powerful.
Did you know this can be my first time in New York since I was like 3 years old?
This will be my third trip because I went in the summer of 22, the summer of 23, And this will now be New York visit 1 of 2 because I'm slated to go back
2.
in the summer of 25.
Okay.
I have some good connections. Jay Woods, Carl Quintanilla, Scott Wapner, Christina Partsenevelis. We're just naming it everybody today.
I will say this: the only connections I really have to New York on 2 Jagoffs, like we have on Spotify. It actually shows it for our podcast too. It breaks down like all the viewers on like where they're at internationally. 33% of viewers from 2 Jagoffs actually is from New York.
That's really cool, good to know. Sophia Maltese of NBC. I'm like, I can't forget anybody. This is like big time. And we're going to be on the Today Show.
I was about to say that. Yeah, Today Show. Who hosts it?
Savannah Guthrie and Craig Melvin. Live from 1A Rockefeller Plaza.
That is where we'll be at.
6:10 in the morning. 6:10 a.m. I'm not even ready for college at that time.
Isn't Fox News up there too, and like CNN and stuff?
Fox News.
I know Fox is.
Yes, Fox News. I haven't seen CNN as we've explored, but I do know where Fox is. It's right, literally, I don't want to say it's right across the street from Rockefeller Plaza, but it's in that area. So we can, GMA.
Yeah, they're there.
Squawk Box, live from the NASDAQ market site in Times Square, CNBC.
The hell is that? Oh, CNBC. Okay.
Yes.
I don't watch
I've
that.
been in the background of that.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
But I'm excited. I'm really looking forward to Rockefeller Plaza. I don't watch the Today Show. I do watch Squawk Box.
Yeah, I don't watch the Today Show, I'll be honest with you.
I hear a lot of people watch GMA.
I don't watch that either.
Good Morning America.
I used to watch late night all the time, but like I don't even really watch
Fox
that
and
anymore.
Friends, or whatever in the hell that show in the morning is.
That's Fox and Friends. Ugh.
I don't know who hosts Fox and Friends. Is that even in the morning? I don't know.
I know they got Gutfield. I know that.
Yes.
They got
Oh,
Gutfield.
my dad's a big fan.
Your dad is
Shout
a big
out to him. Yes. That's literally what's on in the afternoon, I can tell you that.
Gutfield.
Yes.
Yeah, I know a couple of people that really like Gutfield.
Tom Yamas is now the newest NBC News nightly news anchor because Lester Holt is stepping down and focusing to Dateline. Dateline's a fan favorite in my house. I'm not a big Dateline person either.
I don't know. My family, they're big on CBS.
CBS?
They like CBS. That's CBS and CNN is usually what's on.
I've not seen CNN in New York, but I know they have an office I know they have studios in New York.
I'll be honest, I don't get to watch really cable anymore.
Yeah, you're busy.
I'm always traveling.
Every time I message him, what are you up to? Traveling. Literally, that's what it sounds
I
like.
travel literally all the time. Yeah.
What are you doing? Editing a podcast?
Yeah, I'm either here editing. I'm either editing. I'm either traveling for like a wrestling event or something from internship. I'm either here for classes. I'm working. I'm always doing something, Nick. It's always something.
Steel City.
Steel City.
2 Jagoffs.
2 Jagoffs.
What else?
Inside the ring.
Basketball.
Oh, yeah, I'm calling games. It's crazy, man. You want to hear my week this week? This is how crazy it is. So
This is all before New York, by the way.
yeah, this is all before New York. So right, today is Monday when we're recording this.
Yes.
St. Patty's Day. After we're done here, I have another podcast I got to do in this media hub. Then I have a class from 6 to 9. After that, I have to wake up tomorrow at 5:30 because I have work from 6 a.m. until 2 p.m. After I get off of work, I got to come home, rush the shower. We're going out to celebrate my sister's 16th birthday. And then after that, I got to come home and finish packing everything for New York. Then after that, got to turn around, probably get up around like 4:30 the next day. Get ready, come down here to Point Park.
Oh my God.
Leave for the New York trip. We're going to be in New York until Friday.
Yeah.
Come home Friday night, shower, unpack. Then I got to get up again on Saturday at 6 a.m. I got to travel all the way to Elizabeth, PA for IWC's 25th anniversary show, the wrestling company I interned for. I'm going to be there until about 1 a.m. That's when the show ends at midnight. It's about an hour drive
So
home.
Sunday morning.
So I'll be home. I'll be home probably around 2 a.m. because it's about an hour drive. So, and then I have to wake up again on Sunday. I have to edit, do homework, and prepare for the following school week.
I don't even know where to begin after that.
That is my week. A lot of traveling, Nick.
I think by time Friday rolls around, I don't want to have anything to do Saturday.
Yeah, I have a 20-hour day on Saturday. 20-hour
I don't
work day.
know. Saturday there might be bingo. I don't know now. Oh, it might be bingo when I get home.
Of course, little gambler.
We might have to find a bingo in New York City. We were talking about this before the podcast. If we do, you definitely know we are going.
Give me booze and food and I'll be happy.
I don't know. Well,
Maybe. I saw happy hour on the thing.
Wednesday. Happy hour is going to be the whole day. We're going to be on the bus. I don't know.
Party time.
Party time as soon as
I got good news. We are not sharing a bed, ladies and gentlemen. It is official.
Oh my
it's
God.
It's officially official. If you listened to last week's episode, I had a major complaint. I did not want to share a bed with anybody because
this is just getting weird.
I know. No, well, you come on. They put 3 in a room.
That is true. That is true. Here we were gonna do. There was rumors that, well, not even rumors. It's true. They were doing 3
to 5
in a room. I don't even know how you do that on a family vacation. When I went on family vacation, we had in one room 3 beds and a pull-out couch.
Yes,
plenty.
Yeah, so what we're going to do for this trip is it's going to be me, you, and Ryan Quinn on a room. So I'm going to take a sacrifice and bring an air mattress.
No, wait. Can we first talk about the first text message I received from you? And you know where this is going.
That's I
might bring a tent. And I'm thinking to myself, what in the actual hell is this guy thinking? Where is he putting a tent in this room?
I'm still considering.
There's not even going to be room for an air mattress in this room, let alone a tent.
There should be room for the air mattress. It's for the single one.
This room's not very big.
I know. Tara said it'll be enough.
Oh, yeah. Well, if you look at some rooms, some are like a deluxe with four or 5 beds.
Yeah, why can't we have that one?
$275 though. You would think.
You would think. I don't know.
I got to get a picture of that. For sure, I'm getting a picture of the air
we're going to record some content. You'll see. Don't worry, ladies and gentlemen.
TikTok, because I do TikTok vlogs.
Yes, you will see the air mattress. It'll be on Facebook too. We'll post it. But no, I plan on bringing an air mattress. Shout out to my man Kevin for letting me borrow it. I'm going to be bringing a pump up there too. I'm just like pump my way.
I surely was not sleeping on the floor.
Don't worry, I'll take the sacrifice. I camp. I camp every week. So
I'm not a camper. I don't do that.
I'm a camper, so I'm okay with doing it. And we're not going to do that to Ryan. Ryan's cool.
Well, so. I even said
I would have slept on the pull-out couch if there was one there. But
there's not. And that's what I was surprised about.
Like, again, I don't mind where I sleep. Like, I really don't care. Like, honestly, I'll sleep on the floor if need be.
But sharing a bed
I'm not sharing a bed
major concern. That is just
Are we allowed to cuss on here?
I've been doing it all episodes. So it doesn't matter.
I'm not about to share a bed with a grown-ass man. I'm just telling you that right now.
I agree. And we've expressed that concern many times.
Yes.
I don't think it's a good idea to put 3, 4, 5 people in a room and put everybody into one bed. I'm a germaphobe.
This isn't a little girl sleepover.
Exactly. It's not like we're having tea time.
Little slumber party.
Slumber party. Tea time. What the hell do you want to call it?
I don't know. Playing with little Barbies and stuff.
Right. It's just weird. And when they first introduced it, I don't think any of us paid attention. We were just like, yeah, okay, New York, we're going. Until we really got invested in who are you rooming with and you have to share a bed. And that's when the 5-alarm bells went off.
Oh, yeah. The inner Carnegie in me really came out there.
Well, I even said, too, the inner New Ken for me even said, that's not happening.
Yeah, no. Not at all.
That's just weird. I don't know how else to put it. It's weird. It's disgusting. It's just not Catholic-like either. Christian-like. It's just weird. I don't know who's putting 3 to a bed, 2 to a bed. Because I'll tell you this, my bed at home I thought's big enough. I need it for myself because I spread the hell out.
Yeah, same here. I spread out.
I don't know how people sleep in that, when I sleep in balls. Like, how they curl up.
Yeah.
That's just uncomfortable. I like to spread out because I sleep on my left arm and then I toss and turn.
I'm a toss and turn.
I'm a toss and turning. But I am glad. Hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus. Happy St. Patrick's Day that we are not sharing a bed.
I don't even share a bed with my own family when we go on vacation. I'm either on a pull-out couch or like I have my own little air mattress. Like literally when we go up to our camp, because we have a camper, my parents, they have they have their own bed inside in their room. And then me and my sister, we share we have like a little built-in room on the screened-in porch. And we have bunk beds. So I'm on the top. Okay. I'm on top bunk. She's on bottom bunk. And sometimes, even if we have cousins sleep over, I'll take the futon and I'll give them the bed because I'm like, I'm not about to share a bed with you guys. I'm sorry. So I'm always on my own. I will say this. The last time I went to Erie, there was only 2 beds and there was 4 of us. So, me and my dad in one bed, my mom and sister in the other.
But that's okay.
That's okay.
Family.
That's family. That is the one exception I will have. I prefer not to because my dad snores. Sorry, Dad. Sorry, Dad. I love you. I don't mean to call you out. I called Mike McCarthy out, so I can call you out too. But my dad is like an exception. Maybe my really close cousin Joshua, just because me and him literally grew up together. We're like this. Right. But
family and cousins family is one issue, But people that you don't know, that you really don't have a connection with.
I've been friends with Kevin since 5th grade. I would not share a bed with him.
Exactly.
And that's my brother right there. That's my man. That's my dog. But I'm not about to share a bed with him.
It's weird.
I'm not sharing a bed with Lucas. Oh, God, no. Oh. Lucas
I'm just cracking up because I can't believe this is like a thought and a debate. and honestly.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I will say this, though. Now that we have the situation figured out, I'm actually excited. I'm not worried anymore.
Now it's going to be, who's going to be up first?
Me.
I don't know. I'm a pretty early riser.
Are you?
I am. I'm normally the first. Well,
see, I know I stay up pretty late too, but I'm the type of person to live off like 3 to 4 hours sleep. I barely sleep, so I'm gonna be up late and up early.
I'm cranky when I get.
I'm cranky too. I need a half hour of just to myself time. Like I need at least a cup of caffeine, preferably a Coke or Pepsi, and just like at least a half hour on my phone to wake up.
Can I also say that this $275 that this trip was for?
Yeah.
We don't even get breakfast at the hotel.
That's ridiculous.
Apparently. We have to go out to Whole Foods and stuff to go buy food, go buy breakfast.
You think you can get like Uber Eats or like DoorDash or whatever to the hotel?
I guess.
Or like Grubhub?
But like, I don't know, breakfast's not included with that. I'm like shocked, surprised.
I don't want to take a shot at Point Park because I mean, after all, this is kind of a Point Park podcast, but I will say this because it's constructive criticism, it's feedback. This is our show. We can say whatever the hell we want, but I don't know. $275 for sharing like beds, not really getting any food aside from the first night. Like, I don't know. I feel like that's kind of a little
stingy,
little scummy. Not gonna lie.
Stingy. Yes, I agree. Oh my God, I'm about to knock things over.
About to turn your audio down.
But I get it.
Yeah,
it is like questionable.
Mm-hmm. Of course.
I hear there's a bagel place next to the hotel.
Is there?
Do we really want to eat bagels Thursday morning, Friday morning? Where are we going for a sit-down breakfast? Because you know well that we've both saved money.
We have. I've done a good job at it.
I tried to.
Yeah, no, you didn't. You gambled it all the way at
bingo.
No,
I did not gamble it all the way.
Don't you lie to the audience.
I did not gamble it all the way. I won at bingo to $500 last Tuesday. Been saving a little bit all the way.
I will say this. I've been pretty bad at eating out recently. I've like eaten out almost every day.
Yeah, that's also a major concern that I've had. A lot of the money that I spent at bingo, where I end up. Oh, they can't see. Starbucks, Dunkin', Subway. If you guys don't know, I'm normally at Subway down here at least 2-3 times a week.
Yeah.
Cookies. So
I had a brownie earlier from Starbucks. It was pretty good.
Yeah, see exactly.
It was pretty good.
We've been spending a lot.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. When I'm traveling so much, I'm not really home as much, so I really can't make... Like, Sunday, I rushed home from Point Park because I was here editing all day. I was here for 7 hours editing. And I was like, Mom, I'm going to come home. I need a meal. And she was like, aren't you going to eat down there? I'm like, nope. I'm like, I'm coming home to eat. They made homemade burgers and fries. Oh, it was so good. It was like my first real meal that I've had at home in weeks because I've just been eating out, or honestly, there's some days where I'm not going to lie, I don't even eat. I'm just that busy.
There's days that if I don't eat down here in downtown, when I get home, I eat. Some days...
Yeah, I snack like a pigeon. So.
Right. But, like, yeah, because I won $500 bingo doesn't mean I'm all golden. I have money. I mean, I have a lot saved up. But it's like, when you think about it, even when you're trying to save money, you're still really not saving because you're out and about. Yep. Gas, food, Subway, Dunkin'.
I'm a Chipotle guy.
Starbucks. I've never been to a Chipotle.
You gotta go. It's pretty good. Do you like
Chipotle in Market Square? But
there is.
You made a point today that every time you want to go, they're busy.
Yeah. Yeah, and every time I don't want to go or I'm just walking by it, it's like...
They're empty.
They're like empty. Yeah.
There's one at the Mills Mall, but you can't get up there because of potholes, per se.
There's one in Green Tree. There's one in Bridgeville that's closer back to where I'm at.
That's true, because you're in Carnegie. So you have the Green Tree one.
The Green Tree one's... I'm not going to lie, that one's sturdy as hell.
All right, then we're not going there. Where are we taking a car trip in the Austin Mobile?
Where are we going?
Where are we going?
Well, I actually named my car.
What'd you name your car?
Because I've had 2 cars in my life. My first car was a 2002 Honda CR-V, and I named it the Cardinal Cruiser because I had Cardinals logos and stuff all over.
That's a good one.
So the first car I had was a Cardinals Cruiser, and then the current car I have is a 2014 black Chevy Equinox, and I call it the Jag-Off Driver.
So where are we going in the Jag-Off Driver?
So in the Jag-Off Driver, what do you mean, like around Carnegie or just anywhere?
Where are we going?
Where are we going? I could take you back home to my roots, and I could show you around. We can go to Sheetz. I'm a big Sheetz guy. I love Sheetz. That's
what about Wawa?
I don't really care for Wawa. I wasn't impressed.
Never had it.
Never had it? You never had it?
No. I'm not a big Sheetz person either.
What about Gecko?
It's okay.
Gecko's okay. That's where I get my gas. That's about it.
So you have like gecko reward things?
Yeah, we got gecko rewards. My dad actually, he works with OK Grocery, which is Giant Eagle's warehouse company.
Okay.
So he gets like all the Giant Eagles perks and stuff.
So then you're a gecko guy.
I mean, just for gas.
Okay.
Sometimes booze. That's really about it.
Gecko rewards.
Yeah, we got the rewards. I usually just go down there for gas because we have a gecko right in Carnegie. Actually, like that's like the big, like we have a big gecko and it's like 2 minutes from my house. So that's the go-to. Don't go to it at night though. Don't go to it at night. It's not bad. It's not like you're gonna get robbed. It's just you're gonna see people that you're gonna see down here in the city.
I have stuff playing in my head and my ear. It's like
I will say this: there's only 2 places in Carnegie you got to worry about: over by the elementary school and that gecko at night. That's it. Aside from that, Carnegie's
so.
beautiful.
Let's go at night just to check it out and report.
Oh yeah, I mean it's no worse than the city. Honestly, down here is 10 times worse.
And there's been issues down here, I think, almost every night this week.
Thank God I'm not here. This is my only day I'm actually on campus this week. Isn't that crazy? Aside from whenever
Friday when we get back at 9 p.m., you know all hell is going to break loose down here. So that means
Lord.
ready, set, run.
Ready, set, run. I'm gonna be like, Dad, pull up right next to the building.
That's what I'm gonna like. Just get in. Let's get in the car and go.
Yes,
But like, I'm gonna be hungry Friday night. We might have to find somewhere to eat Friday night when we get back.
we might. We might.
All right. This is our call to our parents that are like, where are we going?
Yeah. Where are we going?
What's left at 10 o'clock? Because
Sheets?
come on.
Sheets is open 24/7. Sheets food is good.
Well, I guess we're gonna have to eat before we leave New York.
Yeah. Sheets is also open at 5 a.m.
My God, you love Sheets.
I really do. That's my go-to.
I'll go to Sheets just for scratch offs.
No. Of course, the gambler would go to Sheets for the scratch-off tickets.
Well,
See, I'm the fat ass that just likes to eat food. You're the guy that just likes to gamble.
I do like my scratch offs.
Yeah.
$10, $20.
Uh-huh.
I did recently save up, but
I won $3 off a scratch-off ticket that I got in my stocking for Christmas.
3? That's really good.
Only $3. It was a 50-cent one too. 50-cent scratch-off.
50-cent scratch off?
You never got the 50-cent one?
I didn't even know they had them.
They had my gecko.
I don't go to Gecko. That's why.
That's exactly why.
I do get dollars. I
Maybe
normally,
it was $1. I don't know. I thought it was a 50 cents because it had like a little 50 and a little C on it. Isn't the little C with the line? That's the cent symbol. Yeah. So it's 50 cents.
I don't know if they have 50-cent lottery.
You sure?
I'm positive.
Well, you're the gambler, so you would know.
I would know.
Maybe it was $1. Either I won $3, so I'm happy. That's all that matters.
We'll have to get some New York lottery. That's what I'm saving up for.
So you're saving all that money just to
No,
gamble it away.
No, not all the money. A lot of money is going to probably go towards food because
Yeah.
we're definitely going to need it. Where we're eating out, because Wednesday, depending on how many stops we make, we're going to be a little hungry.
Very hungry.
So we may stop somewhere.
I plan on bringing a little cooler of snacks too myself.
Just going to raid what we have in our house because we have a lot of snacks.
Oh yeah,
Granola bars.
goldfish.
I love granola bars.
I'll be bringing goldfish.
That's Austin's favorite snack.
I love
Extra cheddar.
It's extra
cheesy.
cheddar. Exactly. Same with the Cheez-Its. I'm a big Cheez-It guy too.
Okay.
I love Cheez-Its. I love those little brownie bites. You know, like the little brownie ones. I love Ruffles, Sacramento chips.
But like, what's New York inflation? That's what I really want to know. What's the prices in New York?
Well, without getting political, I mean,
Well, I'm just saying.
without getting political, I will say their inflation is pretty bad.
It's pretty bad everywhere. So it's like,
It's pretty bad.
how much food am I going to have to left for extra lottery ticket? I even introduced going to New York bingo.
So you're the type of person that will starve yourself for a day just to gamble. Your
No,
money.
that's not true. You make stuff up. You're painting the wrong
You're
narrative, just
smiling.
like the
You're
media.
smiling.
No, you're painting the wrong picture, just like the media.
So what are you saying? I'm fake news?
Yes. Yes, I'm saying you're fake news. That's not true. I will budget myself to be sure I have enough for lottery.
Okay, so you'll get probably the smallest meal possible just so you have enough for the lottery. Or just, not the lottery, you're gambling.
Well,
Because you're a little gambler.
no. When I eat,
That's going to be your nickname, the gambler.
okay, Professor Cairns.
Oh, gosh. Here
and
we
that's
go.
yours.
Yeah, I'm Professor Cairns.
But like when
Professor Unk, whatever you want to call me.
But like what you make a very good point. Just like eating, I eat multiple times a day, so I don't necessarily eat
Yeah.
3 big meals. I snack in the morning. I've had a very bad habit within the last week of going to Dunkin' in the morning, getting the $6 meal deal
The $6 meal deal?
because you get a medium iced or hot coffee,
Okay.
a breakfast sandwich, and hash browns,
They got good hash browns.
all for $6.
That's actually not that bad.
I've been budgeting. So if I eat that in the morning, I'm pretty good until I get home. Which means if I ever have any extra money, but I've never actually bought a lottery in downtown. I don't know I'm not going to any of the sketchy places.
Don't.
So that's why I normally save my lottery for when we have back home. Because you have to go to little convenience stores. And then when I go to pick up Bailey from Virginia, I normally take money because the Virginia lottery is way different from PA lottery.
Virginia or West Virginia?
Virginia.
Virginia.
So then when we go to New York lottery is going to be very different from PA lottery. So you have to have some...
So I feel like this is a good way to end off the episode today. So we're talking about going to New York. I feel like we should talk some vacations real quick. What's all the states and places you've been to? Like, you don't have to like say specific places.
Okay.
Just like in general, like what states have you gone to? If you left the country, what countries have you gone to? I mean,
good one.
The easiest one for us, obviously, is PA. We've both been,
Yes.
we're from PA. So I'm going to give it to you first. If you want to go list off all yours, I'll list off mine. I feel like that's pretty cool.
2017, I think it was.
Yeah.
I think it was 2017. I went to Italy for a month.
What?
Yes.
Lucky son of a gun.
I think we talked about that early
have.
on in our episodes.
We did. I feel like this is a good way to end it off.
Yes.
Like, let the viewers get to know us a little bit more as well.
I would definitely go back to Italy.
Italy's on my bucket list.
I've been to Blacksburg, Virginia multiple times to pick Bailey up. So I could say I'm a Virginia resident.
Well, if you've been to Virginia, that means you've drove through a couple states to get there.
Yes. Of course. New York,
Okay.
PA.
So wait, I'm assuming you've been to Maryland or West Virginia before too to get there.
West
Okay.
Virginia, Maryland,
All right.
all that fun stuff. I have been I'm trying to think. To get to New York, you have to go through Philly and all that, right?
Well, yeah, that's still PA, but yeah.
Yeah, but going into Philly is really scary.
Oh yeah.
But I don't really leave the area much.
So is that about it, or
Yeah.
outside?
We don't do much traveling.
Really?
If we do, it's just New York. Literally,
That's
it's
fair.
New York.
I got a bunch. So I've been to PA, obviously, because I'm from there. I've been to Ohio several times. More specifically, Canton, Ohio. That's where the Pro Football Hall of Fame is.
I think we went to Ohio one year for fireworks.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yes, there we
Ohio.
go.
There you go, Ohio. Okay. I've been to New York, obviously, Niagara Falls. Technically, I was on the border of Canada.
Oh, here we go.
I told that story already. You have to go back and listen to it. But technically, I was in Canada for like 3 seconds.
It doesn't count.
It doesn't count? Okay, we won't
Well,
count.
I will count it because they have a new prime minister, so he'll probably officiate it.
Okay, well, he'll officiate the piss that I took in Canada.
That's good, though, that you've been to Canada.
Yeah.
Oh, Canada.
I don't remember a thing. New York, like I said, I was there at Niagara Falls, whatever, when I was younger. Virginia, West Virginia, Delaware, Maryland. I was in Maryland for a while for Ocean City. Virginia, we went to Virginia Beach several times. West Virginia, that's actually where Kevin's camp is, so we go to West Virginia at least once or twice a year. I was in Indiana because I went to Notre Dame, so we went to Indiana for that. I flew to Kansas City with my dad, that's in Missouri, to watch the Chiefs play. And then 3 years ago now, we flew to Florida for West Palm Beach. It was a family trip. So Florida, Missouri, Indiana, Ohio, West Virginia, Virginia, Delaware, Maryland, Ohio, Pennsylvania, New York. I want to say that's it. I feel like I'm missing one. I really feel like I'm missing one. No, I'm not. Technically, I was right by Iowa too, but I don't count that one because it was like one exit away.
Just say you were.
Okay, we'll say Iowa. I was in Iowa for less than a minute. I passed their exit because I didn't know Kansas City and St. Louis were as close as they are.
I agree.
I thought they were farther away. I thought like one was on across the state, but they're like a highway apart from each other.
We should plan a Cali trip.
Cali, I'm actually going to in a couple years. We got Cali and Ireland planned, and Aruba.
Ireland.
We're going to go to Ireland in 2027 because Pitt's going to play Stanford.
Aren't the Steelers playing in Ireland next season?
I think so, but I don't care about the Steelers.
Dublin, Ireland, or
Dublin.
I don't know. Depending on your pronunciation.
Dublin. That's
Dublin.
that's the Italian name.
Dublin.
See, I'm half Irish, half Italian. I'm like, it's funny. It's like
the Jersey people say water.
Too like water.
Water.
Here's the thing. I'm about 50%. I would say I'm about 50% Italian. I'm about 48% Irish, and I would say I'm a solid 2% Polish. That's about it, if I had to guess. And like 0.5% Cherokee Indian. Got a little bit of Cherokee Indian in me.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good.
Mm-hmm. This episode is probably the longest episode in Steel City
Hour and
history.
14 minutes and counting.
Hour and 14 and counting. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I feel like this is a good end.
It's a good way to end.
This is a great way to end. We got to talk a little bit about our New York trip. We talked about the 4 signings that happened in the NFL. Who would have thought we would have stretched out 4 signings to an hour and 14 minutes? You're cramped up over there.
Now I'm standing.
Now you got to stand up. They can't see it.
They can't see it, but
If it was within the first 16 minutes, they would have saw it. And now we're about to get to an hour and 16. That's crazy. So
crazy.
it's funny. 16 minutes of this episode, we're on camera, and the other hour, we're not.
That's honestly a good way to put it.
Yeah, what I'm literally going to do for post-production, just so everyone knows, I'm literally just going to put our logo over the rest of it, just so we still have something to show.
I'm looking at Professor Cairns right now. He has that good look right now.
I have that good look.
We'll see you on the other side from New York City.
New York City, yes. We're going to do vlogs. We're going to post some IRL content.
Like, subscribe.
Check out our Facebooks.
And we'll see you from Rockefeller Center on the Today Show.
See you until then.